cooking show. I am making some bean patties for burgers tonight and also talking about my injury. So, geez, our kitchen is so small, so pardon me. So I had an MRI about a week ago on Friday. Jesus. I'm having my MRI today for my leg. It's been 5 days since the race. It's been pretty tough. It's hard to make plans. It's hard to get yourself out there, especially because I have some discomfort, but also, you know, because I don't really know what's going to happen. Hopefully it's not as bad as I'm thinking right now. It's very hard to process it because I feel like this just came out of the blue. When I started feeling having some odd sensations, I was conservative and rested, and it didn't feel like it was going to end up like this. I genuinely thought that I was just having a little niggle that would go away with rest, and it pretty much did. So that's why feeling this way now stinks. And I got the results back on Monday. And as I kind of expected, there was something wrong. So basically, I was diagnosed with a mild stress reaction in my right femur, in the shaft of the femur. And yeah, that's not good, obviously. I was afraid that it would be the same injury that I had suffered last year, so I was afraid that it was the injury had renewed, so that I had a femoral neck injury. So I guess I should be happy that it's a new injury in the femoral shaft and it's not a fracture, so I guess I should celebrate that, but I'm obviously not celebrating. I'm not happy about this, but the radiologist said that it's a mild stress reaction, or like swelling of the bone, edema in the bone, and it's not a season-ending injury. I talked to a sports medicine doctor actually today, and she said that she doesn't think that it's a season-ending injury, but it does require me to take some time off from running and racing, unfortunately. So right now it seems like I probably have to be not running for about a month at least. So I did my race on May 7th, so that means that the earliest I get to run is probably somewhere mid-June, which is obviously not good for my attempt to qualify for the World Championships in Lahti. So that's definitely a little bit stressful for me, but the doctor did say that she doesn't see a reason why I could not try to race on July 2nd, which is basically the last day to qualify. And I am interested in racing in Andorra, 70.3 Andorra, because, you know, like climbing 1400 meters in Marbella wasn't enough. I want to climb 2000 meters in Andorra. Anyways, I think that race is like, it definitely is like probably my strength again, like, you know, a lot of climbing, a lot of exhausting climbing, possibly a little bit slower run, and that wouldn't be a bad thing, especially if I'm taking a month off from running. But we have to think about it. I'm not deciding it now. I have to like really focus on healing and taking care of my body, you know, like just doing the things I can do right now. The good news is that I am getting better with my pain levels. So like last week was actually kind of painful, so like walking wise. This week has been a lot better, so that's a positive. I've been just doing easy endurance since we got back home from Marbella, just lower volume and just endurance stuff, both in cycling and swimming. But I definitely felt very flat last week in general, like emotionally and physically. I think physically from the race, and emotionally just, you know, not knowing what's wrong with me, like just not knowing if my season was done after one race or if I still get a chance later. And I mean, as much as it would suck to miss the World Championships in Lahti, I'm still like positive that I will return to racing in July. If it's not the beginning of July, it's going to be at the end of July at the Finnish National Championships in Challenge Turku, like 70.3 nationals. I mean, that's one of my A races anyways for the year, or where I want to succeed. So at least I have like literally 2.5 months until that race. It's July 31st. So I'm not like too freaked out about, like, you know, not being able to do any good races, but it sucks. Like the World Champs in Lahti was a dream of mine, or is a dream of mine still. I'm not giving up on that yet, but it's obviously a little bit more difficult with this little setback. But I'm super thankful for everyone who's been helping me, and we're trying to figure it out. And also we are really trying to figure it out, like what's causing these hip injuries, these constant like struggles, like why am I always getting a hip injury, like what is like the mechanism there. The doctor I spoke with is involved in some research in the University of Jyväskylä here in Finland, and she's signing me up for a study that is on RED-S, and I'm going to get DEXA scan, some a BMR measurement, some other measurements done just to rule out things, that there is no like underlying, you know, problem. So we're basically, the steps are that now I'm taking some time off, and we are trying to rule out things that might cause this injury, like things like the bone density or energy availability, things like if my IBS has got worse, and I'm just not absorbing enough nutrients because of my gut struggles. We are doing a test for the inflammation in my intestines to see that there's nothing else. And then another thing is that focusing on the biomechanics of my movement and seeing like also if there's something like more specific that I need to do to like change my running form, because that seems to be the biggest thing. Obviously I'm coming from a running background, and running is always like the movement and everything is like my strength. Like I know how to do it, I've always done it. I can always come like back strong after injuries. Like I bounce back quickly. But is there something like in my form that like literally just is causing this injury cycle? Like we were able to identify that I have a very strong anterior pelvic tilt. That can be caused by many things, but one thing is like bike fit, then obviously like running with like fatigue legs from other training, tightness in the psoas and hip flexors, or weakness in the back chain, you know, like my glutes and hamstrings. So I'm going to see a PT in Helsinki who's worked with many national team athletes from different sports, and hopefully she can help me to figure out like an actual routine for me that like is what I need to do, like to focus on my weaknesses and not just like, you know, the generic like build more muscle in your butt to make you run better, which is like, it's fine, but I think I may need to get more tailored program. Another thing is like controlling the intensity of my training and also the training stress. So you know, coaching wise, Robert has been coaching me, or Robert and I have been coaching me together for the past year and a half ish, and I think that setup has both pros and cons. I think having your partner as your coach is wonderful sometimes, but then the other times it's frustrating, and you wish that you had someone else than your significant other doing it, because I feel like we often, like, I feel like, well, I'm often very, you know, passionate about things, and then Robert is the one who is trying to avoid conflict. So we are considering hiring someone external to help a little bit, because we both come from single sports, and I'm not sure, like, I feel like that's both our strength and weakness. Like, we know our sport super well, but I think I'm not sure if we know how to put everything together, and maybe I'm just doing a little bit too much or a little bit too hard in like the individual events, and then the kind of the overall, the whole is just a little bit too much, or you know, the training stress is just a little bit too much or beyond what I can handle right now. So we are considering hiring someone, a triathlon coach, and I have talked and interviewed one this week, and just need to consider still like the logistics and everything, but I'm not going to give up quite yet. I'd like to think that I have at least 10 more years of career ahead of me, so that's why, I mean, these setbacks suck, but I feel like this one particularly like prompted me that, okay, like there's something wrong and I have to figure it out. Like, I feel like my injuries in the past were just like, okay, that was bad luck, but right now I'm just like, okay, this has happened now like too many times, like this is enough, and I just have to figure it out. Okay, so the burger thing is done now. I still have to ride the trainer. I just got this huge package from On Running, or so yeah, it's actually On Running TTL Devo team thing. So they wanted to send us all a couple pairs of shoes to try out, and I had no idea when they would ship, and I can't even remember which ones I selected. So I'm unboxing this huge package now. First time seeing what shoes they have, like the new models they have. I actually haven't really seen that many of the new On Running shoes. I tried a pair probably 3 years ago or something. I honestly can't remember which model that was, but I think the new models and the new designs are just super cool. So I'm really excited and looking forward to trying these once I get back to running. Okay, let's do it one at a time. So this is Cloud Stratus. Wow, it looks cool, sturdy. Cloud Stratus, look. Second pair is Cloud Surfer. Similar color, looks a little different. Like the bottom of the shoe looks different from the Cloud Stratus. So this one has these little holes and this one is kind of fused, but similar color scheme. Nice. Third pair is Cloud Nova. This is more like a lifestyle shoe. Pretty sweet. I actually really needed a new pair of shoes or like lifestyle shoes, so I'm really hoping that this one fits. It's super cute. And Cloud Boom Echo. So this is the super shoe, on-running shoe, super shoe, which looks super different from everything else that I've seen before. Excited to try these. This is kind of like a very thin layer on the top of the shoe. Looks fast. Can't wait to try them and run as fast as Paula and the Norwegians and all the others. I don't think actually this is the one that Gustav is running with, right? It's bigger. I'm not really showing it this. Yeah, this is probably not the same as what Gustav and Christian are running with, but yeah. So this is that. They're all kind of the same like color, or the minty and like a little bit of some orange and purple or some gray. They're kind of like the same-ish color for this year's shoes, but yeah. 4 pairs. Thank you so much, That Triathlon Life and On Running. I'm excited to try these.